So I'll just cover a couple more things with the remaining time, and I'll just kind of cover, the ways that we utilize this data, right? So I feel like we have the most control over recovery, right? So it's going to be a lot harder to augment training load as a mitigation strategy. Obviously, we would like to do that, but what can we do? What's within our power to do to take recovery to the next level? And again, give those cheat codes to the athletes. So we kind of bin these as we've got natural strategies that are pretty well known. Again, we've got to harp on sleep, and now that we have a quantitative way to assess that with different technologies, like that's the way to get feedback. Nutrition and hydration is huge, and just the things that might seem a little hippie is nature and active recovery and things like that, and meditation and mindfulness. All of those good things. Obviously, those are great strategies that can be used for recovery. The ones that we might be a little bit more familiar with are these physical and physiological strategies that are, the contrast therapies, the space looking nitro, cryotherapy, the Normatex, things like that. I mean, there's a lot of science behind a lot of these things, and so it's understanding what to use at the right time, understanding what the athletes actually like, and what's going to affect them. You want to balance it with what they're likely to do and what they're likely to enjoy versus the physiology of what they actually need. And then the psychosociological strategies, right? This is, again, it may be hard to get some of the athletes to buy into some of this, but you're going to have some that do. And it's really powerful to harness meditation and mindfulness and imagery and breath work. I mean, it's just been published over and over and over, like the benefits you can get from these things. Because again, we're just trying to globally recover the body from stress, and stress can manifest in a lot of different ways. And I mean, just amazing studies on meditation, right? You can pretty instantly modulate your autonomic nervous system by meditating. This has been shown many, many times. And again, that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to shift you into that recovery mode when you're ready for that recovery mode. So, lots of tools that can be used here that cost no money, just a little bit of training and a little bit of buy-in. But just the last couple of things I wanted to show, some of the things we do with Coach Brown and our football team as well, and this is huge in the DoD, this is what I call next generation recovery. So things you guys may be familiar with, maybe not. And this is, to me, taking recovery to the next level. And one of those is flotation therapy, and that's it's sensory deprivation is what it's really doing. But it's a just really, really nice warm bath and the best nap you've ever had. So it's about 900 pounds of Epsom salts in this big old bath. The temperature of the water is 94 degrees, same exact temperature as your skin temp. So literally when you get in there, once you shut that door and the air temperature equilibrates just in a couple of minutes, you literally feel like you're floating. So it's taking all of those environmental stressors off of your body. So, gravity, all those other forces, temperature, that all goes away. And now you're in this deep state of relaxation. And this has been studied for decades as well. And we've got studies at our place we're now actually looking at physiology inside the float tank in real time to understand the modulation of the autonomic nervous system. And feedback from the athletes is generally pretty wildly good on this. Like, some people don't like water, that's fine. Like, it's not for everybody, but it's a pretty amazing recovery tool. And then finally, the last one I want to cover is photobiomodulation therapy. And again, we use this quite a bit at WVU. For those of you not familiar with it, that is not, in fact, a tanning bed. You will not get tan in it. But it's an amazing tool, and it's called photobiomodulation. And really what we're doing is we're helping enhance mitochondrial efficiency, repair ATP generation at the cellular level. So really what happens is these photons, so any photon between 400 and 1100 nanometers can excite that cytochrome C oxidase enzyme and create that chain reaction to do all those good things in the cell. In order for those photons to get into the cell, they need to penetrate tissue and water. And so that's why red and near infrared light is used so those photons can get in there. It's just incredibly beneficial. Again, it's been published for decades and decades and all the great uses for that. And really the new thing is these full body photobiomodulation units that are now commercially available. And you saw a commercial earlier from Arc LED. I'm a massive fan of that product. We're using that all the time. I think they're doing some really cutting edge things above and beyond some of the other companies. And we're doing some studies in that as well. But this is just a holistic, it's amazing to use preconditioning, so you can get some pretty instant performance benefits, multiple hours after using it. and it's really going to enhance your overall global recovery afterwards. So just tons and tons of great anecdotal stories from this, and obviously decades of publications for it. So I think with that, I'm kind of out of time, but really appreciate everybody's time. Certainly, please feel free to reach out to myself or Jason with any questions. Thanks a lot.